Hey, good morning, sports fans. Loule Diamond in our Las Vegas handicapping studios with your morning edition of Bettor Center. Unfortunately, Brad Stein, a little bit under the weather, can't be joining us today. So I will take over the controls. It's a short day. There's a couple MAC games, but I've got to get ourselves used to some Tuesday action. Anyways, as college basketball is right around the corner on the 25th. So we are not far away from some very serious, heavy action going full steam ahead here at Bettor Center Live. And joining us today, two steady Eddies, great handicappers, been doing a wonderful job getting you guys plenty of winners, and happy to have them here. Mr. Tony Gulledge. Good morning, Tony.
Hey, good morning, Lou.
And Mr. Chip Chirimbes. Good morning to you.
How you doing, Louie? Good morning, Lou.
I am doing fantastic because I didn't have to think last night. No matter what I did on that teaser, I had to win. That's all I can tell you. At the end of the day, Chicago, Minnesota, it was the close grudge match that we're hoping for. But that 3.5-point road favorite gets the cover last night. Not what I would have assumed, but that's why I rolled with the teaser. So I got there no matter how you did it with Minnesota and Chicago. And believe Tony, you cashed yourself last night, right?
We're on the Vikings in spite of Kirk Cousins' Monday Night Football 0-9 record, I believe. I just viewed the Chicago offense as just too poor right now to compete. The kickoff return to start the second half certainly made it interesting, but other than that, I don't think Chicago had a first down in the second half till there were just a few minutes left in the game. Literally one of the worst offensive performances you can see from a professional football team in a primetime situation. And having Minnesota in that spot, I was just really glad to get the cover. But I felt good going in, a little apprehensive midway through, but by the end of it, I was feeling really good.
All right. Yes. Obviously, that final score got you feeling pretty good. And I do know that Ross scored nice on that under last night. So if you jumped on board last night at bettercenter.com, you would have had a nice little winner. Those that did, congratulations to you. Congratulations to Ross. Nice, solid winner on that under. Chip, last night, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think that the Minnesota Vikings are the best team in that division, and I don't think the Bears have a shot. And that's what I learned last night observing that game. Minnesota's a really good football team. Got off to a bad start. They got a little momentum now. I think the Bears are history.
Cusimano busted out that video for us last night. The Bears are who we thought they were. So Cusimano scores nice for our man on the street. He'll be with us here shortly with a man on the street. So very interesting things are shaping in that division right now with Minnesota. All of a sudden, 3 straight wins, got a lot of life, and started off with the win against Green Bay, so they got an edge there. Minnesota might be the team to be looking out for right now as you start looking for following momentum. So, and unfortunately, I didn't follow last night, but most of you did. So congratulations on that. And so with that being said, it was great for you last night. Let's get into what we got here tonight. And I will say this, to get this game started, you know what? I'm going to get this game started with an angle that we're going to start doing on this show. We're going to try to get it to you every day. Some really juicy angle that is pertinent to one of the games here tonight. So if I can get Eugene to post that on the screen, I'm going to try to read this as well as possible. This stuff gets kind of crazy, guys. But I will say this: it's a very, very interesting angle on this game tonight. Now on the screen, it shows you, Eugene. If you could drop it down just a little bit, that's showing you the games. But And if you go to bettercenter.com, I put this angle up on the slider on the top. But all right, here we go. Any college football away double-digit favorite, which are the Buffalo Bulls tonight, and they're coming off 2 straight wins by 17 points or greater. So the Buffalo Bulls, 2 big blowouts, coming off of 2 games that they've won by 17 or more, and now they're a double-digit favorite tonight, and they're facing an opponent, Bowling Green, coming off 2 consecutive losses by 21 points or more. So Bowling Green has been getting blown out. So you got a team that's 2 big blowouts versus a team that's gotten blown out twice. You would think that the median's going to come, but not the case. Okay. When that has happened, after they lost by 21 points or more, when that has happened, okay, the favorite has gone 17-2 since 2008. That's a psychological edge. Here's 2 teams that are going in completely different directions. But you got to lay 31 points here tonight. It's a big favorite, but the angle says the favorite gets the money. Now, Chip, I know you're not a big fan at all at laying and getting involved in these big favorites or big point spread games. We're kind of left with that today. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. With that today, did you not?
Offense is 116th in the nation. They're averaging 300 yards, 316 a game. And they're terrible, just absolutely terrible, allowing 596 yards on defense, one of the worst defenses in the country. I'm with you. I'd lay this here. I would take Buffalo and lay this. Bowling Green has been that bad. Lou, I come up with some, as an underdog in their last 32 times out, the Falcons have only covered 8 times, Lou. That's absolutely horrendous. And they're 15-36 overall in their last 51 games against the points. Certainly a money burner. You can give them 31 points. You can give them 35 points. It wouldn't matter. I would not take Bowling Green. I'd have to lay the Bulls of Buffalo.
Buffalo going to give you a little bowl today, huh? All right. So, it's hard to think anything but Buffalo in this scenario. But maybe, Tony, can you give us any love for this Falcon team? Anything?
Not really. I can't lay the 31 points, but this Bowling Green, I actually bet these guys last week and sat there and forced myself to watch that entire game as punishment for making that play. And I was completely discouraged by what I was seeing. They literally could not stop anything. I'm looking at it now. They gave up 667 yards to Kent State last week. And there's really nothing you can really say that's good. The only thing I would hesitate on is 31 points. Now, that list of games you put up there, the only thing I can comment on, it looked like almost all of them were big schools, big, Power 5 conferences, except for maybe the Appalachian State on the bottom. I saw a lot of big schools up there. Buffalo, I can't trust them laying 31 points. These games are brutal. I commented on my newsletter this morning how this conference is either you're pretty good or you're really, 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 really bad. So it's hard to make a comparison here. To cover a 31-point spread, they would literally need to almost be mistake-free and hope that Bowling Green just does absolutely nothing like they've done the last 2 games. It's too scary for me to make a play on here. I do like that trend. I mean, that trend makes you want to take Buffalo, but the money coming out of my pocket is going to stay in there for this game. I just can't pull the trigger.
All right. Well, I will say, there was a Toledo-Ball State matchup where Toledo was laying the 27, and that was one of the winners. And as I look at Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan matchup, 18.5, that was a winner.
That's 2 Mac.
I'm just trying to get it somewhere close, somewhere comparable to the matchup. So there was a couple of them that did sneak in there. There was a Boise, Idaho game, which probably back at the time, 34-point favorite, a winner. Actually, let's just look at the losers. Western Kentucky, North Texas, a 34.5-point favorite, did not get the job done. And then Appalachian, Louisiana, Monroe. So you're right, a couple little The losses came in the smaller conferences, but they do have wins in their conference. So the Bulls have covered 6 straight in this matchup. I got to look at it like this, guys. I got a big favorite. It's an obvious big favorite. So more than likely, they're going to blow them out. And if they're going to blow them out, more than likely, they're going to blow them out from the get-go. Usually, I'm going to look for a home team to bet in the first quarter in this scenario so I can break it down. But I don't think the home field advantage really is there this year, obviously, either pro or college. So I am going to back Buffalo in the first quarter. I'll back them in the first half to try to eliminate the backdoors and the, maybe the second string. But I don't see any of that happening. They need a blowout. There's only playing 6 games in this conference. So these points matter. They need a blowout. I would expect the blowout to happen. So, but it is a Buffalo team, and they can be my nemesis once in a while. So I'll put that little disclaimer in there. And before I head us off to, I don't know where, but the man on the street, Mr. Tony Cusimano, where are you?
Well, hello, Bettor
you're
Center.
here.
I'll tell you where I am. I'm gloating right now. You like my Bears orange jersey from last night, everybody? Because the Chicago Bears are who we thought they were, everybody. We know who they are. Yeah, we know exactly who they are. I didn't know if you can hear Mr. Coach Green here in the background.
No,
So, yes,
we can't.
Bettor Center. All right, well, I'm gloating a little bit, of course, from last night, with the Minnesota win and calling that one. How obvious was that? You got one of the, like Chip said earlier, probably the best team in that division, the NFC North, and one of the hottest teams in the league right now, 3 straight, and they've beaten all division opponents. Speaking of a team that's beaten all 3 of their division opponents, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. 4 of their last 5 they've had victories in, and of course that's of the last 5 that started it all was beating the Chiefs at Kansas City. They did have one little dink in the win-loss column against Tampa Bay, and then of course they've beaten everyone in their division. They beat the Chargers, and last week Denver, and of course Cleveland. They beat 16-6 on the road. So here's what we have, though. Coming into town this Sunday, we've got payback time from the Kansas City Chiefs. And I spoke of this on Sunday as I was here on Sunday, that, all the oxygen in the room, or all the oxygen in the AFC West, has been really taken up by Patrick Mahomes and the 8-1 Kansas City Chiefs. But Mr. Carsman putting up some excellent numbers. What we need to know, crew, is the Raiders are going to be facing a team with some fresh legs. They're going to be rested. The Chiefs coming off a bye week, the bumps, bruises, aches, and pains. They've had time to heal. And, again, it's a division rival, so they're out for blood. They certainly don't want to go down 0-2 to a division rival. As far as the Raiders go, it would look good on their resume to be 2-0 against the Super Bowl champs and, of course, pick up a game in the standings. And then instead of being 2 games back, they'd be 1 game back. But we've got a spread of currently of +6.5 Raiders at home and 57. I'm going to get everyone's feedback there, Tony, Chip, and the crew. I think the Raiders are a fine ball club here, but Kansas City, they're out for blood here. This is a division rival. Kansas City's also 4-0 on the road this year. Do the Raiders cover? Do they cover? I might pull a play out of the Louis Bag of Diamonds playbook here, and I would have to say maybe we tease the Raiders with a 6 or 7 point teaser, make them 12.5, 13, and drop the total down to 50 and go over. But do the Raiders pick up a victory here? Cover maybe, but to pick up a victory twice against the Super Bowl champs, that's going to be a tough one. Other than that, I'm still gloating, as you can see, with my own shirt on here from last night. The Bears are exactly who we thought they were. They're 5-5. They're not even going to get to the 8-win mark, as I predicted earlier in the season. It's amazing, isn't it, that they were 4-1 in the last 5 weeks. The Bears are now 5-5. Anyway, aside from that, Chiefs at the Raiders. Let's get your feedback. I'm going to throw it back to everybody in the studio. Take it away, Louis Bag of Diamonds. Chiefs of Raiders this Sunday. Big AFC matchup, AFC West matchup.
All right, Chiefs. All right, so let me just go right over to the guys. I got the game's got a history of going under 22-9 to the under the last 31 meetings. I'll throw that out there. But, Chip, you got any thoughts here? Early thoughts here. Chiefs, Raiders.
Louis, didn't these two play already this season?
Yes, they
They
did.
and the Raiders beat them.
And the Raiders beat them. They're 6.5
Revenge game.
now.
Yes.
Yeah, the number I think is at a perfect spot right now. I'd have to flip a coin to make a choice here. I think Kansas City, of course, is going to be focused without question. But Gruden's doing a great job with this Raider team, and like I said, controlling the ball and controlling the offense, what he's looking to do, which he'll have to do against the Chiefs if he's looking to win here. I'm not too sure about which way to go. Still early in the week for me. I think the number is perfect at 6.5.
All right, so we'll get your thoughts on that later on during the week. If you get something there, Chiefs 12-5 at the Raiders. They've really had the Raiders' number. They've pretty much been the favorite most of the time. 11-5 as the favorite has covered. As I said, 22-9 to the under. But the home team has covered 6 out of the last 8. Even though the Chiefs have done well, they haven't done well recently in Oakland. This is their first trip to Vegas. Maybe any Vegas flu in there. What are you thinking, Tony?
Well, I'm looking at the schedule right now. This will be the first of back-to-back road games for Kansas City coming off a bye. You got to think after, a divisional game, when you lose the first game at home, you're going to have very much impetus put on the game on the road to get it back. I think that bodes well for Kansas City. I agree with Chip. This is a good line because quickly I was trying to do the math here. I think my line is going to be somewhere close to that. The only thing, both teams are good on third down, which obviously allows you to keep the ball and keep extending drives. I think these are two of the best teams in the league on third down, about 50% on both sides here. But the one thing I noticed is that the Raiders' pass defense is a little off. So if you're going to lean to Kansas City here, that's kind of what you're counting on, is the ability to burn that defense in the secondary. Intriguing matchup. I'm certainly not ready to pull a trigger here, but I think a few of the things I look toward are leaning toward Kansas City at this point in the week.
All right. I will obviously lean towards an over in this game, even though that they have a history of under. I don't think we got a lot of history with these two teams to incorporate into that history. Right now, you got Vegas 6-2-1 to the over this season. And the Chiefs, they're going to have some revenge on their mind. I think they're going to put the points on the board. So I will lean on that over, and I think you need to play that sooner than later, unless you wait till the very end where you might get the line where it is now, because it's going to go up and it'll come down right before game time. Okay, so let's get to our second and final matchup of tonight in college football, and that will feature Kent State Flash, and they're at home. They open up a 22.5-point favorite. They're up to 27, so they've gotten the steam. I certainly can see why they've gotten the steam. Akron is a very, very bad team. And the total is 58, about 58 right now. So, yeah, I have some opinions on this game. I'm actually selling a play on this game. So if you go to bettorcenter.com, that would be wonderful. Got a $19 play for this. Get you started in the winner's circle with us and take advantage of this play. And please subscribe or like us or show us a little bit of love so that way when we start coming live to you with this information, it'll pop right on your phone and you'll be sure to get it before the line moves. Because if you've been paying attention, we give you the games, lines move after that. So whatever you want to believe, it really doesn't matter. Just watch what we give you. Watch the lines move. At the end of the day, you'll see we're on to something. All right, so on to that game, Akron and Kent. I'll start with you, Tony. What can you give us tonight on this game?
Yeah, another one of these MAC games with an insanely big line. So for this one, I'm actually going to lean toward Akron. I watched the game again just to get a feel for it. I think Akron's defense is just good enough here. Another just gigantic spread. And also note that Kent State never had any success with this team until they were able to get a win last year 26-3. So Kent broke their streak of not being able to handle Akron. I just think it's too many points for a Kent team to be laying. I'm not going to give them much credit for that 62-24 win against perhaps one of the worst teams in all of college football, Bowling Green. So I'm not going to go say, oh yeah, Kent State looked great against Bowling Green, let's hop on them here. I'm not going to, just can't do that. And that 20, the line just keeps flowing up. I know why the line is going up. It's obvious why it's going up. But I think this is a case where you have to be a little careful. And I'll note last week that Kent State game against Bowling Green, that it was 10-10 at the end of the first quarter. So it went from 10-10 at the end of the first quarter to a 62-24 final. I think Akron is a little better on defense, and I'm going to take a shot here and take the points. I just want to mention about the website, bettorcenter.com, the plays that we put up. I began last Friday putting up plays, and so far produced 4-0 results on plays for sale, the best bet winners. So, I mean, guys, you should maybe check those out. It started with Iowa on Friday, Wisconsin on Saturday, the Rams Sunday, and the Vikings last night were all available, all winners. So I know all of us do a lot of hard work and put in the time and effort. So if you really need a winner, go check those out, guys, because we're putting up good plays and we're getting winners. And I kind of like the underdog here tonight. I'm not going to give it my full-fledged stamp of approval, but it is my best play of the action available today. Akron plus a big stack of points.
Grabbing them points and hoping the dog has a little bark and a little bite. So how about you, Chip? Do you have any love on this game here tonight?
Well, I wouldn't call it love, but I did look and do some comparisons between these two teams. Akron has given up over 200 yards on the ground per game. And Kent has a number 6 offense in the nation, and they're averaging 253 yards on the ground. And I see this as a bad combination for the Zips. I think Akron may be in a little bit of trouble here. I don't like laying points. You know that. Kent, the Flashers have yet to commit a turnover this year. They're 7-1 against the points when they're playing against teams with losing records. And, Akron has only covered 7 of their last 27 games overall. They're 2-11 overall as dogs, but the dog is 10-4 in this series. So, Kent State's definitely the better team. Maybe Tony's right, and Akron can keep it close because of the series tradition and the series history. But again, if this is a MAC game, I would play it over or I'd lay it.
I will agree with you on that part. I would play over or I would not bet the games. And that being said, I'm going to give you my most interesting play of the day, and that will be with the over in the Buffalo game. That's what I'm going to give you here today. I think I think Buffalo just will pour them points on, but they may give up a little something, but I think they win big in a very big rout here tonight. I think you have the same scenario with the Kent game. You have teams that need to score a lot of points and win decisively. So that you have going for you in the MAC with these favorites. That being said, let's see. You guys have any interesting pick at all? Let's or just recap real quick. Chip, most interesting play of the day?
I'd say it's pretty tough in the MAC. We just talked about these huge favorites and what's going on. There's even bigger games on Wednesday. I think it'd be remiss if I didn't mention that it was 47 years ago today that Richard Nixon said, "Your president is not a crook."
Well, happy anniversary, Mr. Nixon, wherever you may be. And all right. I don't know how you're going to follow that one up, Tony, but it's on you.
Oh, boy. Yeah, my most interesting play of the day is probably going to be how many questions I can get right on Jeopardy tonight, because the games today I just don't like. I am going to have something on a MAC game tomorrow. I'm going to type it up here later and put it up on the website for everybody to check out. But honestly, these games today, neither one of them excite me, and I'm just going to nibble on an underdog with Akron. Much better plays coming up later in the week. I'm already eyeballing a couple, so let's look forward. my best advice here today would probably keep your bullets in the chamber, and let's get ready to fire them for some bigger action later in the week.
All right. Hey, Eugene, before we head out, I'm going to read that angle again here tonight. It's a really interesting angle, and I really like to drive it home, which gives you Buffalo as a play here tonight. So if you could, yeah, there you go. Any college football away, double-digit favorite, Buffalo, coming off 2 straight wins by 17 points or greater, and they are facing an opponent, Bowling Green, coming off 2 consecutive losses by 21 points or more, which resulted in the favorite going 17-2 since 2008. It's a nice psychological edge going into this play here tonight. If you'd like to see that written out so you can understand it a little better, it's on bettorcenter.com. You can read it and enjoy it, and enjoy a solid winner there tonight with the Buffalo Bulls. Thank you, Ross Benjamin, for a great angle. And thank you, gentlemen, Tony, Chip, for joining us today on a very slow day. Look forward to you guys coming at us with some more MAC action tomorrow. We got 3 games tomorrow. We'll have something to say about all of them. This is Loule Diamond for Chip and Tony. Thank you for joining us. And Eugene at Spotlight Film Productions. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time.